Hello, I'm Joe. I did the Wanted Dead or Alive Western opening, and I'm going to be doing the evaluation questions. So, in what way does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms of conventions of real media products? I have two stories, so I'm going to be talking about both of them. The Wanted Dead or Alive is a Western, and I wanted it to be a completely generic Western. I wanted it to be just instantly recognisable. Like you see, say, a standoff. As soon as you see a standoff, you know, right, that's a Western. The colour schemes, which is just usually shades of red most of the time. That's quite relatable to the genre. And the actors of the genre, Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef, those type of actors, just using those types of conventions. The camera angles are usually quite extended, quite long, slow, and then in action sequences it's like very fast-paced editing, close-up of eyes, and so you can capture the expressions of people. And I wanted to use the narrative codes, so your storylines, revenge storylines, your redemption storylines, that kind of stuff. Your technical codes, that's your camera angles, your that aspect of stuff like that. And the symbolic codes, that's tumbleweeds, revolvers, saloon bars, that kind of stuff, so that people can instantly see that that is a Western by just seeing those things. I want it to be completely generic, based upon Sergio Leone's Westerns, A Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and For a Few Dollars More. They are the ones that I focused on, so if you are struggling to see how mine opening relates to Westerns, if you watch those, you'll see the similarities between them. So yeah, that's the Wanted Dead or Alive. The Great Pretender it actually challenges conventions as well as going along with them. So it's the story of Peter Page. He's a typical teenager. He daydreams a lot. So his daydreams are separate, branching, almost storylines of this narrative. But they're completely generic. So if he's dreaming of, say, an action film, it's like Die Hard. You know, it's big explosions, big gunfights. You know, you've got your hero character, you've got your main villain character. It's kind of them facing off. Symbolic codes. That's usually actors are symbolic codes almost. You know, you've got your Bruce Willis's, your Stallone's. You've got what's the other one? The British man. I can't think of his name. Oh well. But those two actors. Technical codes is often big establishing shots, and then lots of almost claustrophobic big medium shots and close-up shots of like when they're having fight scenes. So yeah, action films, that's action films. Say if you're dreaming of sci-fi, similar to Star Trek, Star Wars, that kind of stuff. So you've got your laser guns, your robots, your spaceships, your big planets. You've got that completely generic adventures. So Indiana Jones, you've got your exotic locations, you've got your tomb raiding, that kind of stuff. So he would dream of these generic storylines, which he then kind of blurs with his own like life, I guess, which is how it challenges these conventions, because it uses them, but it also blends them together into one big story, which is the story of Peter Page's life. And the idea is that those generic narratives become confused, and you don't know if it's him dreaming or if it's actually happening. And the idea is that the main story is that the audience thinks that what he's dreaming is a dream, when in fact it is real, but he doesn't think it's real because what he's doing is like ridiculous. It's over the top. It's a kind of comedy, like similar to Edgar Wright's I was going for, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the conventions for those ones. It's I want it to be generic with the dreams, but then blend in with his story, his film narrative, which is how it challenges those. So that's the conventions question.